Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 6 of Crusader Kings 3. We are working our way up from the Petty Kingdom of Mercia, hopefully up to the Empire of Britannia. We've already taken quite a lot of land and we're only 3 counties away from being able to actually create the Kingdom of England title. We should be able to get 2 more counties here if we can go and grab some stuff from you, sir. Your army is now vastly inferior. The only problem that I've got at the moment is I'm low on piety, so I'm going to speed the game up a little bit while we're just waiting for some things to sort themselves out. It'll give our levies a chance to recover, although to be fair, they're quite high up as it is. Eldom of Nottinghamshire gained insufficient census for 5 years because we've got a crappy steward. Greetings, Petty King Burgood of Mercia. Your vassal Earl Edmund has insulted me gravely. He had the audacity to name me as an obnoxious spawn of hell in front of my court. I demand satisfaction for this slight. Who are you? I do not care. I'm not paying anybody any money. Yeah, good one. Fine, whatever. Sort your own petty squabbles out. Leave me out of it. So in order to take both of these at the same time, I will need 80 piety. But we are gaining 3.7 per month, so it won't take very long to get up to there. Then we'll be able to grab both of them. That's fine. And then we'll want to get up here and sort of grab Durham and Cumberland as soon as we can. Okay, we've got a new lifestyle perk. Excellent. So, do we need more knights? Not necessarily right now. All of this stuff on the left-hand side is pretty useless for me. I mean, if I want to romance people and like get marriages and stuff like that, great, but they're not that useful. So we could get Kingsguard. The peace acceptance is nice, but again, to get that we'd have to go all the way down the left-hand side. Kingsguard is nice, but what could we get here? Increase control in county progress gain by 20%. Yes, definitely want that. We're starting to take a lot of land, and the land that we're taking has low county control, and we want to get that back. So we definitely need to do that. I'm saving up some money now. Of course, we will lose money as we go to war, but I'm saving some of it up so that we can create the kingdom title, because you do need 500 gold to do that. And the good thing about having the kingdom title, it means we can have Duke level vassals, and it means if we've only got that one kingdom title, that our primary heir will always just have that title, so that works out for us. What have we got here? Designate a guardian for our other son. I think that'll be me as well. I'm going to be the guardian for both of my sons. We are now up to 80 piety. Okay, let's put this back down to speed 3. Let's go over here, and hopefully you haven't had a chance to bolster your armies up yet. We can declare for the duchy. You are vastly inferior in terms of your numbers. So, sure, let's go ahead and make that claim. We'll raise all the armies. I will be prepared to call in allies if need be. Let's go off and take the one that's in the flipping marshland first. I'm not sure where all of his armies are. They'll probably have to march down from the north. I mean, not just leave the game paused, otherwise we won't get anywhere. So yeah, I don't think I need to necessarily call my allies in right now. So Northumberland's joined the Holy War. So what's my relationship like with Alba? Pretty decent. I'm going to call him in again then. This is what's costing us the prestige, because I keep calling allies into war. But he will join. Yeah, look at that. My prestige is now like minus 500. Got to stop calling in allies when I don't need to. But our prestige gain is pretty decent. Yeah, so he's trying to siege something out up there, but that's alright. Not bothered by that. So how long is this siege going to take? Maximum of 3 months. I think the progress here will be fairly quick. Task is finished, so that will have been our marshal. So I might just put him on to train commanders just while we're at war. Save us a little bit of gold. And then we'll put him back onto county control. It is worth doing all these wars because they will get us closer to more martial lifestyle points. So we definitely want to keep that going. So they are starving. They're down to like 30 days. They've broken off that siege, actually. Are they getting sieged out themselves by Alba? Alba's taking them on up there. There's why. So this is our oldest son, our player heir. With glee, I took Sigurd out playing with a bow, and to my surprise, he ran into a wounded doe. When he showed me the animal, its wounds were evidence of a slow and torturous death. Sigurd just smiled. Oh, you evil little git. So he can gain the trait sadistic, which gives him some intrigue and prowess and some natural dread, but it is sinful to Catholics. Or we can have him become ambitious. Yeah, we'll have him become ambitious. Now, that unfortunately is going to stress me out. Guilt and shame have been plaguing on me of late. All of my sins, my flaws, my failings. We don't want to be flagellant. Improvident would give us more diplomacy, but reduce our income. Or we could gain 25 more stress. Let's just do that. We'll spend the money. I didn't really want to, but no longer overwhelmed by stress. And then what we can do is we can go on a hunt. We'll call for a hunt. I know it's costing me more money, and it was money that I wanted to save, but getting stressed doesn't help either. So let's go down here. We're at 34%. We'll soon get that money back, it's fine. The woods are truly the mantle of the poor, but as the boar flees in panic from foraging peasants, I feel my patience wearing thin. Surely there must be better things to do in Pocklington than picking roots and mushrooms. Guards, drive the rabble out of my hunting grounds. Gain some prestige, and the Earldom of East Riding gains peasants denied forest, which is minus 30 popular opinion, or we can lose 20 gold and gain 100 piety, and gain aided peasants, which is development, growth and popular opinion. I will spend 20 gold for that. That is actually worth it just for the faith, because we need faith to keep declaring these wars. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses and leave the plains behind as the servants prepare the boar another game for the journey back. We heed the call of the wild to heed the call of the wild is usually an adventure, but this outing truly delivered both the good and the bad in abundance. But we gained 150 prestige as well, so that gave us some prestige back. It got rid of our stress. It's given us some piety. It's given us some popular opinion at the cost of a little bit of gold. That is fine. This is our daughter coming of age. They grow up so fast. Are you betrothed? Yes, you are, to the King of Alba, so we'll definitely say yes to that. How are things going on in Francia over here? You are still the primary heir, so that's good. Neighbouring ruler won a war. Yeah, running out of money now. Are you still reducing my maintenance here? You are. It's not helping a lot. I guess it's because we haven't actually really taken any losses in this war, and as a result, we've still got we're still on like full maintenance. Yes, that's what I need. Some attrition. Thank you for coming and jumping an extra 2,500 men on this siege that is almost complete already. There you go. AI gunner AI. So 15 days left, and this, well, the war won't be over, but this siege will be over. He's bringing some men down this way. Where does he think he's going to drop them? We've taken a prisoner. Let's march back inland. I'm very interested to see where that ship is going to land. Got a feeling he's going to try and land over here. Yep, exactly what he's doing. He's put himself into a messy position now because there's practically no way that he's going to be able to get those units out in time. And I'm going to catch him here. At least I should do. We're all going to catch him. Yep. He is absolutely going to lose that encounter. 98%. We should just win this in another month by the natural tick of war score, I think. Attacker controls the war target plus 5%. Yep, we're at 99%. There we go. There's the 100. Enforce our demands. Excellent. So, disband the army. Would you look at that? We're above the domain limit again. What a surprise. So, Norwich, we are going to not give the bishopric away. We're going to give the... This is one thing that... This is one of the big changes between CKII and CKIII. So, in CKII... Obviously, the sort of largest levels that you had for anything were empires. So empires were the biggest chunks of land. And then within empires, you had kingdoms. Kingdoms were the next smallest. And then under kingdoms, you had your duchies. And then under duchies, you had your individual counties. But all of the individual holdings were in a single... space of the county. So you could move your army into Norfolk, and Norfolk was one county. Now here you can see that Norfolk is made up of 4 different tiles. Same with Suffolk. Suffolk is 4 tiles, but in CK2 Suffolk would have just been a single place you could move to. And the reason for that is that in Crusader Kings, you can have different types of holdings within a county. So the top level holding is normally the barony, which is the castle, it's the fort. And then you can have cities, and you can have bishoprics, and you can have multiples of them. So you can have 2 baronies within the same county. Now, in Crusader Kings 2, when you started to siege a county, you would siege those holdings in order. So you would always start by sieging out the barony, which is the castle, which is what you needed to do in order to gain control of that county in the siege. But if you continued to siege on the same spot, you would then siege out the city, and you'd then siege out the bishopric, and if there were any other castles or forts, you would siege those out as well. If I click on Norfolk, you'll see that even though there are 4 separate spaces here, because I can click on this one is actually the temple holding, it's the bishopric, and I can click on this one, which is the castle holding, it's the barony. The other 2 are empty. We can construct new holdings here, but you can see you've actually got these little tabs. So for the top one is the barony, the castle. The second one is the bishopric, and then we've got 2 empty ones. We can look at some other ones here as well, like Leicester. So Leicester's got a missing one there, but they've got a city. We could go in here if we wanted to, and we could go and we could create ourselves a bishopric. So now you can actually pick which... I mean, it's nice because it's split everywhere up into smaller parcels of land, but you can more precisely pick what you attack and what you siege. So make sure that I click on the actual city. You can't really change who holds the bishoprics in the cities anyway, because I'm not holding them, but I am holding the castle holding, so we'll give these to somebody else. I know I'm waffling and rambling on there, but I do find that one of the interesting changes. Yes, I need to grant you that title. And Ipswich we also want to give away as well. Not somebody of Devon. We'll give that to you. There we go. No, that is decent now. Enemy combatants captured. Child benefits from spouse's tutelage. So I think we've got some prisoners that we can... Do we not have? No, we can usurp another Earldom. Titles can be created. The Duchy of Man, the Duchy of York, the Duchy of Lancaster. So we can create a new duchy title, but we don't want to do that until we can afford to create... I mean, obviously we need to be able to afford to create the duchy title to begin with, but we also want to make sure that we can afford to create the kingdom title, because the problem is, due to our succession law, we have 2 sons, and if I hold 2 duchy titles and die, then the 2 duchy titles get split between my 2 sons, and my land is basically divided. If I've only got the 1 duchy title, then that will go to the oldest son, the player heir, and the younger brother will end up then getting some county titles, but he will still be a vassal of the player heir. The county titles are still vassalized under the duchy title, under the Petty Kingdom title of Mercia. So the only time that I want to create a second duchy title is when I'm ready to create the kingdom, because if my top title is the kingdom title, the player heir, the oldest son, will inherit the kingdom, and even though the younger brother may inherit one of the duchies, the duchy will still be vassalized under the kingdom title. So always be very, very careful when creating titles, because you want to avoid accidents like that happening. And it is a mistake that I still make to this day without fail. So even though I've specifically mentioned here it is something that you should avoid doing, don't be surprised if I do it in this campaign, because that's usually the way these things go. So we are making some money. We're not at war. Let's go ahead and get our Marshal doing some control stuff, especially in Suffolk, because Suffolk looks terrible right now. So we'll get him to work on that. How long is that going to be? Like a bajillion years? 9 years? Is he even going to live that long? Who knows? So that was decent. So we've pretty much taken everything now apart from to the north. Durham. Hello, sir. Are you independent? Can I declare war on you? I can declare war on you. I have the piety to declare war on you. I don't have the money to declare war on you. It's a single county. Your army is vastly inferior. I'm going to declare. I'm going to hit pause. I'm not going to call my allies in because it's going to cost me a flipping fortune. I am going to just raise my levy. Can I just raise the levies? You should be able to just raise the levy without raising the men-at-arms. I was almost certain there was a way to just raise the levies. Clearly I'm missing that. Okay, fine. Raise all armies. Split off new army. Yeah, so I could take out the bowmen and the light horsemen, and I could select these and I could disband those. Keep the onagers because obviously they are useful in sieges. And we're going to march up here. That way it won't cost us quite as much money. Insufficient sensors. This guy really is a terrible steward. Someone else has joined this war, I think. Have they? Yes, but he's right up here in the... Are those ones? No, those are the Shetlands. But yeah, you're right up there. I mean, I'm not bothered. I'm really not bothered. I don't think he's going to be an issue. I specifically expect he's going to be a non-issue. Although someone cheekily has dropped in 800 troops behind me, but that's fine. What's he going to do about it? Yeah, I've got enough men here. I could raise the levies, but I don't really need to. My army's much stronger than his anyway. It's only a single county here. Siege event are 18 days because we've already got a wall breach. We've got a large breach now, so the siege events are only 14 days. So we're very, very quickly going to win this siege, and then we'll run down there and get rid of that army. I am losing money doing this. Definitely need to increase the level of some of my holdings at this point. Before I think too much about creating as much as I'd love to create the kingdom titles, my holdings are just so terrible right now that I'm barely making enough money to keep my army going. So they're now... oh, they've got a rampant disease outbreak. Excellent. 6 days left. We can unlock a new perk for martial lifestyle. Let's just look at that before we carry on. So dread gain, siege progress against revolts, where we don't really need that. Faction military power threshold for vassals, don't really need that. Controlled territory defender advantage +5 is very useful actually for what we're just about to do. Because controlled territory defender advantage. This is controlled territory, even though he's there first. This is the same on EU4 with a fort. Even though he's already there, it's my territory. It's controlled territory, which means I'm the defender and I have the advantage. Already at 68% there, and I think we're going to catch that army out. While I was at the market with Sigrid, his attention was caught by a criminal chained to the in the pillory. When the man begged for water, Sigrid immediately promised to bring it and soon returned from a nearby well, letting the criminal drink from his cupped hands. Without kindness, the world falls apart. Compassionate is not a bad thing to have. I mean, it does reduce the natural dread. I mean, I have that as well, and it is a virtue. We can gain some stress and have him gain arrogant or callous. No, I think I'll have him stick with compassionate. It's served us well in the campaign so far, so I'm happy to keep that there. Our knights are doing pretty good. We've got some good knights now, finally. 91%. I'm going to start chasing those guys back a little bit. I don't think we have anything to worry about here. I mean, I could just go and put the levies right down now. Surety of supply. Part of commanding an army means making sure my soldiers have plenty of food, drink and camp gear for long campaigns. To this end, I should come up with a plan for ensuring my soldiers always have the supplies they need in the field. Arrange a network of merchants to help me, which is a stewardship challenge. In a few days, there's a 53% chance that we gain well-provisioned armies for 5 years and gain 100 martial lifestyle experience. Or a 46% chance, again you'll notice they only add up to 99, the merchants we find are unreliable and we gain armies lacking provisions for 5 years. That's one hell of a gamble. 50-50. We can lose 50 gold, which we don't have, to gain well-provisioned armies for 5 years, or we can gain accustomed foraging. We gain some stress. I'm just going to pick the one that doesn't cost me money. Armies lacking provisions sucks because it reduces our supply capacity, but let's roll the dice and see what happens. Missing supplies. What do you know? I contacted many available merchants to see who could best supply my armies with what they need. One trader had very good prices, so I made arrangements to get most of my army's provisions from him, but when it was time to pick up the shipment, he and his goods were nowhere to be found. I should have done more research before placing my order. So it's annoying, but it didn't really cost us anything apart from some supply limit to our armies, which isn't going to be that big an issue. I'm just going to jump on these guys right here if I can, because that should end the war pretty quickly. I think I'm going to catch one of the armies on its own there. Oh no, I did catch them both. We're already up to 95%, so as soon as this battle is won, that should be the end of this war. There we go, there's the victory. So we are going to go in and enforce our demands. Disband the armies. Once again, we are over the domain limit. So let's go and give this to Wistan. Sure, why not? So he became our vassal. So what do we have now? Anyone we can ransom, first of all. It's always worth having a look. So we can still create these duchies, but they're expensive. You need gold to create these duchies. 250 gold for the duchy, and then we need another 500 gold for the kingdom. So basically I need 750 gold before I do this. We do have enough to create it. We've got the 21 counties needed to create the Kingdom of England. We just need to have a second duchy, and we can't do that yet because we don't have enough money. As soon as we do have enough to form the kingdom, it'll be well worth doing. We'll gain a ton of prestige, and because we go up a level in terms of our power, we'll have better marriages, better alliances open to us. We also gain a 4th slot for men-at-arms regiments as well, so that is always nice. But yeah, Mercia is looking good. We're really starting to power out now. So despite having a little bit of a slow and bumpy start, it looks like we've managed to turn things around. So I'm really pleased with the way that that is going right now. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, because I'm going to end the video here. If you have enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving a like, and if you haven't, then by all means leave a dislike. But do remember to comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff that helps the channel out. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. I will see you on the next one, and until then, goodbye for now.